Welcome to this data science workflow video. So today what we're gonna talk about is various steps involved in a data science process. So basically I will be talking around 10 steps at a high level, and it will not just be theory. So I'll also show you the practical side of it using Jupyter Notebook uh, and Python. There are other AI studio now with no code kind of platform, but I just choose Python. So it will be a little technical, but you'll get a overall idea, like what it means, what is there in the data science process, what goes inside building a model. So let's get started. So first thing first is we have to set a project goal. So project goal, first thing, you define the problem you want to solve and establish the objective of the project. So this is very important. Whenever you start with a data science project, you need to understand exactly which predictions we are looking for, like what questions needs to be answered, so that the other steps after that are clear and you can do it right. So once setting project goal is over, then we'll move to the next step, which is data collection. Now data collection, again, once you want to predict something, you want to create a model, you want to answer questions, you need to collect data around it. So the data source can be database, APIs, surveys, and most of the time preferably integrated APIs, which we'll talk later, so that you get more clean data, though there is a process of cleaning the data as well. So at the high level, you need to collect the data in the structured format. So there are two kinds of data: structured, semi-structured, unstructured. So you need a data in a structured format, and we need to collect it legally and ethically. Okay, so now what it means in practical, we will see that. Okay, so see, this is a Jupyter notebook. So I have set a goal, and the goal is to analyze the data of IT professional, and predict which country will have better salary rise for a given area of work. And the information available, like features like that are available, are age, country, area of work, education, gender, salary per month, and year of experience. Well, disclaimer, this goal has been set up by me and it has no relevance from any, so data has been created by me and the project goal is set. So though it looks very interesting, so we'll see. So once setting this goal, the second step I told you was data collection. So what I have done, I have created a small CSV here, which has all this information. Around thousands of records are there. I have intentionally made few fields as blank or missing values, just to have a kind of dummy data with us or sample data with us to do this. So now what we do, there's a simple with using pandas. I'm gonna read this CSV and I'll get a high level. It will give me an idea. I can read more than 5, like by default it's 5. If I want to see more data, I can see this. At a high level, I will get like what is there in my sample data, what are the columns, what are the fields, how the fields look like. Suppose I want to see what are the distinct countries, because it's just showing 10 records here, but I just want to see what are the distinct country in this. You see the distinct countries are India, UK, Canada, US, and Germany. So this is an idea how you have collected the data at a high level, and you can visualize it or see at a high level what the sample data looks like. Now once you have collected it and you think this data is good enough to to fulfill the goal. The next step that we're gonna see is data cleaning. So in data cleaning step, basically we identify and handle missing data. Okay, removal of duplicates, to check if there is a manual entry error, like data entry error, even to see the outliers, which can impact your data at like all your prediction at a high level. So we try to clean those data. Okay, now how that is done, if you see here, is like what I have done. I'm saying just give me all the values which is missing values. So it says, okay, year of experience, there are 3 years of experience which is missing, as I showed you in this Excel. 3 area is missing. Now just to get this data clean, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop those. Okay, and you can also do, like, there's something called forward fill, backward fill the values, but for easy, like for this demo, we're gonna remove those. So once we remove, there is no missing values now. Okay, now the next that we need to do is, once the data cleaning is done, you have the data, then comes the integration and transformation. Okay, now here what we do, we combine the data. If suppose we need more enriched information, okay, then we can integrate and get more data, like metadata or more data around the data that we have. Okay, we need to transform few data. Okay, convert data into desired format. Categorical variables, most of the machine learning models will work with numerical data. So what we do with categorical data, so this is where, and then feature selection. So let's see what is done here. So you see what is doing is converting the categorical variable, which is, if you see in here, most of the data are numerical, but gender, education, area of work, country, these are categorical data. So what we do is we change those into binary columns. So if you see, okay, this data, country India is true, rest is false. Okay, like that we characterize it, like convert it into a little binary format. Then the next step, well, this video has been created by Simplified AI, that what you see here. I asked him to create one, and honestly what it created, it was too much, so I thought, then I put it in, since I paid for it. I'm using at least their media and images here. So this is what you see. Okay, 5th step, exploratory data analysis. And this, what is like, we compute basic statistics, mean, median, standard deviation. These are the values at a high level, which tells you a lot about the data. Okay, then we can plot different kinds of plot, like scatter plot, box plot, and explore the relationship and examine the correlation between the variable. So how this is done is exploratory data analysis. Okay, here we say describe the data. So what it is giving me, it's giving me the count, like there was 1000 record, I removed 3. So if this is giving me those 3 records, like 3 missing 3, like after 3 records there are 997. It's giving me mean is what? It's an average value of the observation. Standard deviation, this is the measure of the amount of variation of a set of values. Okay, this is the minimum value. 25% means what is in the Q1. Okay, then so if you see this, the easy, this way it's described, but if you create a box plot here, okay, like this. So what is this? This is like, you can say, this is your median, 50%. So basically this is Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, and this is your median. So if you see median coming around 40, so if you see here 50% is 40, this is plotted for the age, and then it gives you the maximum and all that. So this is like a box plot giving you the details that you need. Okay, like Q1 is the value which is like below 25%. So like you can, from here you can say, in the data set we have like almost 31% of people below, sorry, 25% of people below 31 years of age, sorry about that. So this is how you can read it. Okay, so that gives you, it is like you are exploring the data. Okay, further you can plot it. Then we will see next, once you have explored it, then we comes into, these are part of DVI, data visualization and interpretation. There are two kinds of analysis, exploratory and explanatory. So now once you have explored the data, then you can pick one, at least related something to the goal, and try to answer and try to explain it through a story with the with the data, line chart and all that. You can try it. So what we have done here is, once we have it, what we are trying to say, because we are considering toward area of work in our goal, as you saw, we want area of work, okay, and we want salary. Okay, so we're trying to see and kind of explain and tell the story with the data, like, okay, what is the average salary per month by area of work. Okay, so architects around this, data scientists, developers, managers. Okay, then what is average salary per month by country, and we see here this. So we get a kind of idea. We can explain a little about the data. Now comes the next stage, which should be feature engineering. This is like you can create new features out of it, develop a new features and then select the most relevant feature for modeling and all that. So what it is, like, if you see here in the feature engineering, I have added a experience level. Okay, and I put it as junior, mid, senior, expert. So this is more like creating a new feature and encode the new feature. Okay, now let's move further. Then comes model building. Okay, once you have done all this, then comes the stage where we build the model. Okay, so in the model building, there are lots of steps at a high level. First thing, we are trying to see, we'll get only, for example, we'll pick up data scientist, area of work to be data scientist. Okay, and filter the data frame which was created and cleaned and everything as above, and we will take it. Okay, then we'll separate the input variables from the target variables, then define processing for numerical and categorical features. Then this is where we do hyper parameter optimization. I have used here random search. Okay, so what it does is creates the best model out of it. It's not actually a machine learning technique, but it is like, it will try and find the best model and with its hyperparameter optimization. Okay, once we have found it, we will then split the data into training data and the test data. We have split it here. Okay, then we will do a prediction. Okay, So once you run it through, you will find the country with maximum predicted salary for data science is India, with the maximum predicted salary of this. Okay, so this is the country that it's trying to predict. Now, how accurate is this? Okay, is the next step. So then comes the accuracy, like evaluation of it. So to evaluate the model, we have a lot of what we will use is mean, like if it's more a regression kind of, then we'll use mean squared error, and then there's root mean squared error and all that. So what we have used here, what we're trying to do is we're gonna find a mean squared error, okay, which should be low and R square should be high. So it, at a high level, means this model is still not correct, it's not giving me accurate result. Okay, so probably this statement is not correct. So then you need to again try another machine learning models, and try to again fine tune it, and you need to get some value, something here. So a lower, and then you can, once you calculate mean squared error like most for regression, then you can also calculate the baseline RMSE. Then the lower RMSE compared to the baseline suggests that model is valid, and this is how we kind of do the model performance evaluation. And the last is model testing and deployment. Okay, in model testing and deployment, you can save the model, okay, like this. Then you can create an API to call the model with your input and get the predictions, and then you can run it through. And then there's a whole machine learning DevOps process where machines get trained and auto deploy and it keep learning. So this is all that goes on with as you proceed with your project. So okay, so this is what we have. Okay, as I explained, and important is you keep monitoring, because the model needs to be trained better and better over the time. Okay, thank you again for watching. You take good care of yourself. I see you in my next video. Thank you.